Immediately, this caused drama. Why? Because one of my detractor slash restreamer slash hate watcher slash internet stalkers, their name is like Duty Streams or something like that. If I weren't a streamer, what would I do for a living? I have no idea. That's a really ridiculous hypothetical. There's no way to know. You know, if I had never become a streamer, okay, what would I have done for a living? Well, I was in customer service for a very long time. I probably would have tried to find a similar position, but there were none in Connecticut at that point. The economy was in such a downward slope around 2010 that I probably would have ended up having to do several different jobs, maybe a couple different part-time jobs, or maybe one or two retail jobs and balance them and, work my ass off just to make ends meet. Because, at that point I had gotten a condo uh, in order to live near the office job that I had, and then they laid me off. So they basically really screwed me over. And after that, it was very uncertain what was going to happen, if I was going to be able to make the ends meet. So who knows what would have happened? I'll be honest. I don't think it would have been pretty or good. I think what would have happened was I probably would have been struggling for the rest of my life, and probably not happy. Certainly not as happy as I've been being my own boss, doing what I love for a living, right? Being able to control my own destiny. It's a lot different. So things worked out for the best, but I don't know. I can't tell you. It's a hypothetical. Who knows what would have happened? Oh, you want me to be in chat? Okay, here we go. People tell me to type something in chat over on Kick so they could tag me again. So there you go. Felipe Baxter says, what do you want to be when you grew up, when you were a kid? It's easy. When I was a kid, I was very, young kid age. I'm talking about, I was like maybe like 3 to 5 years old. I was so into heroes and villains and stuff like that. Like I used to watch He-Man and the Masters of the Universe or Transformers or G.I. Joe. So of course I wanted to be a fireman or a policeman or an army soldier. And I wanted to be a hero that fought in combat and was, victorious. Then of course, when I got older, I was like, I don't want to do any of that. Like, no, because it's nowhere near as glamorous or heroic or anything like you think. It's basically really, really stressful, very risky. I didn't want to do any of that when I got older. So there you go. Do I say caramel or caramel? It's weird because it is spelled caramel, Caramel. It's not spelled caramel, Carmel, but everyone says, a lot of people say caramel. I think when I grew up, I would call it caramel corn. I didn't call it caramel corn. I called it caramel corn. So I think it's a regional dialect thing. I know it's caramel. The word is caramel, but for some reason people said caramel, and I still say caramel sometimes. Any plans for Valentine's Day? Sadly, no. I believe that my wife has to work. Let me take a look at the date. I think my wife has to work that day. Oh, wait, no. So my wife and I looked into it, and we were like, oh, this is fun. Let's do something on Valentine's Day, because we actually could have it off. And we look, it's a Friday. Oh no. Yo, that's the worst. Valentine's Day on a Friday, the day when historically everyone is out doing stuff, everyone goes out to dinner, everything. So we've decided we do want to have like a romantic day at some point, but it ain't going to be Valentine's Day because that's like the worst date for it. We're going to probably have a day later on in the month that we're going to take off from work together and spend time together. And it's not going to be Valentine's Day because it's just not going to be timing wise make sense. So. Have I ever tried writing my own book or making my own video game? The closest to that would have been when I was a kid. I liked Super Mario Brothers. So what I would do is get a whole bunch of paper and I would draw stages, my own creative stages of Super Mario Brothers, as if I were making a stage that would be in the game and people would play it. So think Mario Maker before there was Mario Maker. I would design and draw it all out on paper, where I would want the enemies, what obstacles I would want, and I actually enjoyed doing that, being creative with that. What's going on back there? Jasper's behind this. right now. I wonder if you can see him on camera. No, he's hiding perfectly behind the stand, so you can't see him. Oh, you can see his tail wagging. See his tail wagging? He's hiding. He's camouflaged. Camouflaged Jasper Kitty over there. So you can't see him. I was like, what's that noise? He was like sneezing or something back there. Can we please stop? Okay, thanks. All right. I did like Call of Duty World at War. Yes, I did. I thought it was a fun game. So now we got some moron trolls over on Kick. Do we have any mods? I don't think so, right? I don't think Kyle's around today. So sadly, the mods there, or not the mods, the assholes there, like a bunch of these came in at once, it looks like. That's hilarious. One of my trolls just said, why do you think you're qualified to give any kind of advice on gaming or business when you went bankrupt? Because people who actually mess up and then learn from that mistake and improve are actually better to teach you something about that field than someone who literally stumbled into success and just continued to be successful without ever feeling or facing any kind of adversity or challenge. That's why. It's more important to fail and learn and improve and pass on that meaningful experience to others than it is to just be a lucky success who doesn't actually know how they got there. That's why. So you want to learn? Listen to someone who's been through the ringer, made tons of mistakes, and can actually teach you firsthand the things to do and not do versus someone who just made a fucking million bajillion dollars on YouTube and doesn't know shit about life. You know, like Mr. fucking Beast. Yeah. Which is why a moron like him is so filthy rich. He just throws money at the wall and all these businesses that fail and all these things that are stupid and that suck ass, but no one cares because he's filthy rich, but he doesn't know shit about anything. He's just infinitely rich from a bunch of kids that he fucking basically brainwashed into giving him money. So, yeah, that's why. But you would know that if you had a brain, but you don't have one. What was my end game goal with Street Fighter when I used to compete? Am I still mad I didn't get the Wolverine toy? I was never mad to begin with. That was you idiots who said dumb shit like that. Like, I was literally never mad about not getting the Wolverine toy. Was I disappointed a bit? Sure I was. Because obviously, that was something that I wanted as a present. I asked for it in advance, and then my parents couldn't get it because they couldn't find it by the time that the holiday ran around or whatever. But I was never upset about never getting it to begin with. Yeah, the wireless is not working, and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna sit here and fart with it. Sometimes this happens. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, at this point, because some people are being stupid about stuff. Obviously, guys, I don't know what happened. You tell me. Yesterday, we had massive, massive amounts of support, right? By this time, by the end of the podcast, I had hit my goal and we were doing DSP tries. Today, I've raised $4. So you tell me what's changed between yesterday and today. Nothing. We're doing the same content. It's fun. We're having a good time. I have no idea why, people support or don't support on any given day. I'm not going to freak out about it. But again, it sure would be great to get some support. Right now, we have no super chats, no memberships, no subs, and only 2 tips for $2 each. So it'd be great to get some support by the end of the show. Do I suffer from anxiety? No, I do not. Luckily, you know, there